Known for his aggressive leadership style, tactical brilliance, and controversial public statements, to some he was charismatic, relentless, and an inspiring leader. To others he was an irreverent and impulsive egomaniac. George S. Patton was someone who believed in his own leadership ability, generally regarded as a horrible person and a brilliant commander. George S. Patton was born into a wealthy California family but faced early educational challenges, with many historians speculating he had undiagnosed dyslexia, which delayed his formal schooling until age 11. Despite his struggles with reading and writing, he became an avid reader, particularly drawn to military history, including the Civil War, a conflict in which his grandfather and great-uncle had fought and died for the Confederacy. After a year at the Virginia Military Institute, he transferred to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, where he initially struggled academically, repeating his first year, but eventually graduating in 1909, and was commissioned as a cavalry second lieutenant. Patton first saw combat in 1916 during the U.S. expedition against Pancho Villa, where he had led a raid that killed 3 of Villa's men. When America entered World War I in 1917, Patton was promoted to captain, marking the beginning of his rise as a prominent military leader. Patton became a pivotal military figure who revolutionized warfare and displayed bold battlefield strategies that helped the Allies win. He organized and trained America's first tank units during World War I, personally leading them at St. Mihiel in 1918 while disobeying orders to maintain radio contact. As commander of the 2nd Armored Division and the 7th Army, he led desert warfare training for North Africa and oversaw the swift 1943 Sicily campaign, also known as Operation Husky, marking the height of his influence during World War II. In one case, a 75 assault howitzer in a half-truck engaged the German 105 at 500 yards and destroyed him. This act was as lucky as it was heroic. This account of the capture of Palermo, Sicily, written by Patton, highlights the events that took place during the capture, also displaying the attack's success and how Patton viewed it as such. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who would go on to become the 34th President of the United States, wrote this letter to General George Marshall to advocate for Patton's loyalty and ruthless spirit. Patton's brilliant success in the Sicily campaign must be attributed directly to his energy, determination, and unflagging aggressiveness. This quote sums up Patton's leadership perfectly. His unwavering determination and refusal to slow down made the Sicily campaign an overwhelming success, demonstrating that Patton was able to change the outcome of Operation Husky to that of victory, which ultimately led to Mussolini's overthrow and Italy's surrender later in September of 1943. Patton would go on to lead a fictional First U.S. Army group as a part of an Allied deception plan. Patton's army pretended to be a massive invasion force preparing to attack Pas-de-Calais, made of dummy tanks, trucks, and aircraft, used to mislead the Germans of where the French invasion would take place during D-Day. Even afterwards, Hitler held back 15 German divisions, expecting a second attack from Patton, which never came. Patton's combination of tactical brilliance and controversial leadership made him simultaneously one of America's most effective and divisive commanders, influencing Allied operational strategy and changing the course of World War II. General Patton stands as a highly skilled military commander who was able to successfully lead multiple armies. His strategies and leadership methods enabled Patton to achieve multiple victories throughout northern Africa and Sicily before taking Europe. The precise and fast-paced command of armored units by Patton transformed contemporary warfare into a system which established him as America's premier battlefield leader. His strategic significance became clear through his multiple effectively led operations. Despite his successful military career, Patton's reputation suffered because of his public outbursts and poor behavior, as seen in the source. Bradley states he was colorful, but he was impetuous, full of temper, bluster, inclined to treat the troops and subordinates as morons. His whole concept of command was opposite to mine. He was primarily a showman. The show always seemed to come first. Showing Patton's leadership produced undeniable success, but his methods generated significant controversy. Ultimately, while Patton's methods sparked debate and his behavior drew criticism, the scale of his achievements, the quality of his battlefield command, and the lasting value of his military innovations firmly established him as one of the most formidable and influential commanders in American history. General Patton's significance in history lies in his profound impact on the outcome of World War II and the lasting influence of his military leadership. His aggressive tactics and innovative use of armored units played a crucial role in key Allied victories that were essential in defeating Nazi Germany. The influence of General Patton extends to the present day because his teachings continue to shape military leadership theories and operational training. Military educational institutes such as West Point and the Army War College, as well as the Marine Corps University, frequently use Patton's bold strategic approaches along with his focus on rapid movement and leadership qualities. However, his historical importance is also marked by controversy. A letter from General Dwight D. Eisenhower to Patton dated April 29, 1944 highlights this. I have always been fully aware of your habit of dramatizing yourself and committing indiscretions for no other apparent purpose than of calling attention to yourself. I am thoroughly weary of your failure to control your tongue and have begun to doubt your all-around judgment, so essential in a high military position. This reprimand shows how Patton's impulsive nature often sparked questioning in his professional standing despite his battlefield effectiveness. His legacy embodies both the effectiveness and risks of bold leadership, making him a pivotal figure not just in his time, but in the continuing study of leadership strategy and the moral complexities of command. In the end, General Patton's legacy reminds us that while great leaders may be flawed, their impact on history is measured by the lasting change they leave behind, and Patton undeniably changed the face of modern warfare significantly, leaving a lasting impact as one of the greatest military leaders the United States has ever produced.
Thank you. Now watch this drive.
My fellow Americans,